Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. So this week, I'm going to try to do a quick spread. I have these fall stickers from Just Starkey. I made my own boxes, which I'm realizing have a very narrow border. And then I have these beautiful fall stickers from A Planner Life. And these are specifically made for the Big Happy Planner, and I love the big images. I think it will make putting my spread together for the week go very quickly. And with all the stickers that I buy from Etsy, I did just pick the ones that I thought I would use and put them all on one screen and print them together instead of printing out all of the printables and only using a few of them off of each sheet. So this is not actually a sheet that she provides, but they are all images that are provided through her shop, if that makes sense. Other than the first sheet that I showed with the quotes from Just Starkey and those boxes that I made. So all these girls are all from A Planner Life. I started by putting the long skinny sticker over in the sidebar. I normally put my meal plans here, but I think I'll put them below this week just because I loved that image. I am a blonde, so the blonde really resonates with me. All the girls are beautiful, but I did put her over in the sidebar. And then because I don't do a lot of tasks on the weekend, I did put that large rectangular box in the bottom right corner. And I still had this Planner Kate washi tape sitting on my desk from my last haul, and I really liked the small polka dot. It did come in a 2-pack, and it was Summer Warmth, I think, but I really liked this orange color and thought it went well with these images, so I thought that I would use it to help ground the stickers a little bit. And it doesn't bring in a ton of pattern since it is skinny, but I really liked the color and I liked how it just seemed to be made for these images. And I am like losing my voice or I have a cold, I'm not really sure. I have been out in the chilly evening air the past couple of nights for soccer games and cheerleading and all the things, so I am starting to get a little froggy, so I'm sorry about that. I do have my coffee by my side just so I can try to revive that a little bit before our soccer game today. But I did decide to go ahead and get some lines down before I started putting so much decor down that I lost space for my lines. I have been known to do that in the past, so I wanted to go ahead and get the lines down. I am just going to run the lines across the bottom of the page on Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday I will bump them up one section and put them in the middle section. I like to treat my weekend tasks as one complete task list. I was going to say one long list, but I don't really want my task list to be long on the weekends, but I like it grouped together because I don't necessarily do my tasks on Saturday or specifically on Sunday. I just try to get all of those tasks done on the weekend. And as you can see, I waited to put those lines in because I wanted to get an idea of where I'm going to put images so that I could put my lines around the images on the weekend. I may be able to just put them the same way that I did on the weekdays, but I wanted to be sure before I got them in. And then I am just looking at the other images that I do want to get in and kind of mark where I want to put them so that I don't forget as I'm laying down the stickers. So where I put the little check marks is kind of where I want to put the bigger images, and then I will fill in around those. But I really thought that if I put something on Tuesday and then something on Thursday, it would space out those big images nicely. I still am thinking that I want to put all of my calendar items across the top, so I don't want to put any big images in that top row. And I also know that I want to use all of the girl stickers that I printed out, but I didn't want the girl stickers close together, so I will figure out a different way to incorporate that third girl sticker. And I'm liking the base of this page so far, and I'm thinking I want to bring in some circles. So I did grab my 1-inch Fiskars circle punch, and I'm just going to punch some circles. Originally, I was just going to stick the sticker in there and punch it, but I was afraid it would stick to the inside of the punch. So I did go ahead and put it down on wax paper and then put it as close to the edge of the wax paper as possible so that it would slide into my circle punch. So I did get that coffee cut out, and then I was also going to cut out the girl's face so that I could get her in here as well. I wanted to make sure that her face was centered on the punch, so I did have to trim off the edge of the sticker just a little bit so that I could get the punch all the way over on her face. I may have trimmed off a little bit too much on the edge, but I think it ended up working out. I do wish that I had a little bit more of that foliage in the background, but I didn't have a bigger circle punch, so I did just go ahead and go with the smaller 1-inch circle punch. But before I put those circles down, I do want to get an idea of where I want to put the boxes and the quotes. I am not going to put any boxes in for any events that are coming up this week. It is homecoming week, so things are still a little bit in flux. Coaches are moving practices and such around in order to adjust for homecoming activities, and there is a lot of illness going around where I am. I don't know how it is where you are, but there's a lot of COVID and there's a lot of just sickness. And there's a lot of kids that are out and a lot of coaches that are out. So games are getting canceled and moved. So I am going to just hold off on putting stickers in. The other thing is I do use erasable pen when I plan. So I may not put boxes in at all and then just write it in with my erasable pen so that if things do change, I can change with them. And I'm putting these boxes down kind of randomly. I don't know what's happening exactly. I know that Wednesday we have a homecoming parade, but beyond that, I have no idea what's going to happen this week. I figured that I would either put plans down in the boxes or notes about things that happened. I'm thinking that my son doesn't have a soccer game this week. I'm not sure. And then my daughter does not have a football game until Saturday. And of course, it's another game that's an hour away. But other than that, I think homecoming is the majority of the week. And I'm shaking my hands there because I don't really understand. I must have needed to realign my Cricut because one edge of those boxes is narrower than the other, and that drives me crazy. So I'm not really sure what I did, but we will go with it for this week, and I will try to remember to recalibrate my Cricut when I move it. I move it, I print out a bunch of stuff, and then I store it away. And every time I get it back out, I really should recalibrate, and sometimes I don't. So that sticker on Wednesday says pumpkins, hay rides, apple cider, and falling leaves. And I'm really not sure why I placed it the way that I did. Looking at it now, it's not my favorite, but I will go ahead and leave it. And then on Friday, it just says grateful, thankful, blessed. And then I will also use that Hello Fall sticker. I wanted to use the blessed sticker, but I felt like since the other one already said grateful, thankful, blessed, that I wouldn't put blessed again on the page. And since I am using these quotes in September, I didn't think that I should put my favorite color is October. But if I could have, I would have fit them all on the page because I like all of them. I liked all the images that I printed, so it's hard to be selective when you like everything. Now, I put the box down, I put the girl's face down, and then I realized I didn't really like how it cut off the whole bottom of that box and it looked like there wasn't a bottom. So I did use this other box and I just layered it over top so that there could be a bottom to the box. And it takes me a couple tries before I get the placement that I like. So I did put it down like this, and then I decided I didn't like how far down it did go. So I will go back and move it up. I also love these little pumpkins. So even though I'm not using this sticker, I am going to cut the pumpkins and just use the pumpkins. Again, they're your supplies. You use them how you want. If you want to cut them apart, cut them apart. I must sound like a broken record at this point, but they are your supplies and you need to make them work for your planner. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit of the white on this, and then I'm going to figure out where I want to place it. I just wanted to cut off some of the white so that if it overlapped with something, I wouldn't have to then go back and trim it down again. So I'm just going to play around with the placement a little bit to try to decide where I want these pumpkins. I definitely thought I wanted them here with this quote since it said pumpkins in it, but I do move that around as well. I decided that on Monday there wasn't any imagery, so I did go ahead and put that in the corner of one of the boxes. But before I get there, this is where I'm going to start shifting things around here on Wednesday so that box is not so long. I have to get my undo out. It is more about how long the stickers have been down, I think, at this point, and not as much about the sticker quality because they're all printed on the same sticker paper, which I can link down below, but I had to get my undo out for sure. I was going to start ripping the page and ripping the stickers, so I definitely did not want to do that. But instead of pulling up all the stickers, I did just pull up the bottom one, trim it down some, and then overlap it a little bit. It was a little difficult to do it just because I did not pull that circle sticker up quite far enough, but you can't tell that it doesn't match up perfectly, so I was good with that. And I definitely like that little cluster better than I did before, but I didn't really feel like I could stick the pumpkins there as well. So this is when the pumpkins end up on Monday. I also thought about putting it over there in the left corner of that short sticker, but I didn't like how close it was to her purse. So that's why it ended up getting shifted to the right side of that box. And I'm feeling pretty good about the middle section, so I am going to go ahead and get my lines in for the weekend. I'm going to put more on the weekend than I did during the week, partially because some of the lines will be very short due to the box placement, but I wanted just to make sure that those boxes took priority and I wasn't trying to squeeze my images around the lines. I always have plenty of lines for the weekend. I think I'm using the 7mm Christian Designs stencil this week. I have the 5, the 6, the 7, and the 1/4 of an inch, but I'm pretty sure this one is the 7mm. But again, I'm still going to have plenty of room for my tasks. Also on the weekend, I will go back and look at the rest of the week, and anything that I did not get done during the week, I try to get done on the weekend. It doesn't always work, but I try. So I'm going to just straighten up a little bit so I can see my whole page. And this is when I decide that I want to put the Hello Fall up above the weekend. The 23rd is the first day of fall, so I thought that was fitting. I also liked that Happy Fall Y'all, but I really liked how bold this Hello Fall was. I'm also going to go ahead and get my coffee cup laid down. I will say that it's sometimes hard to get the wax paper off of the sticker paper. Thankfully, the circle punch hadn't quite punched the wax paper all the way through, so there was like a little place that I could grab on. That was helpful. So I am putting the coffee sticker down on Sunday towards the right as far as I can go because the girl that's holding the coffee, I didn't want the two coffees to be really close together, so that's why I did go ahead and put it on the right side, and I like how it looks, so I'm glad that I did that. And then I'm just going to take the rest of these little bits and bobs from the Hello Starkey sticker sheet and place them throughout my spread. I need to start thinking about my spread in advance instead of just winging it because I would have liked to have printed more of those leaves and been able to spread them throughout my spread for the week. I'm also going to try and stick down this flannels, bonfires, and s'mores sticker, but I really didn't think it fit anywhere. I could have replaced the pumpkins, hayrides, apple cider, and falling leaves sticker, but I just didn't want to move that all around again. And I felt like it was too bold for over on Monday. So I did just go ahead and save it for a different spread. And then the last thing I'm going to do is cover up the days of the week. When I did that 2 weeks ago, I really like how it really changed the feel of the page. But I only have this one option, and it's the botanical sticker book with the days of the week sticker. I do not have any other books that have the days of the week in them, but it's another thing that I would like to do is print off some days of the weeks in different fonts so that I can use a variety of them in my planner. It makes a big difference on how the page looks. And you could run washi tape behind it if you wanted to, and you could highlight them behind if you wanted to. These are just clear stickers, but just the font change is enough for me to just brighten the mood of the page, in my opinion. It's definitely not something I will do every week, but I definitely think that it has a big impact on the page. So I'm wrapping this up. This is my spread for the week. I'm really liking it. It is definitely feeling like fall in Ohio. I guess I could have done more of a homecoming feel, but I feel like homecoming and fall and s'mores and falling leaves and all that, it all goes together. Our leaves are just starting to change. I will be doing my calendar items on the top and my meal planning just below that long image on the sidebar. But other than that, that is my spread. I hope that everyone has a great week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!